Assalamualaikum, ketemu lagi sama kita di BSP Learning English. Kita lanjut ya ke contoh soal dan pembahasan TOEFL ITP Reading Part 5. Ayo, penasaran? Mau belajar bareng? Lanjut!
TunePocket.com.
Lanjut ya teman-teman, kita baca sama-sama. Kalau kalian mau baca, silahkan di-pause. Nanti kita jawab dan menganalisa bareng-bareng. Kalau mau dijawab duluan juga boleh ya, silahkan. Question 43 to 50. Color in textiles is produced by dyeing, by printing, or by painting. Until the 19th century, all dyes were derived from vegetables or more rarely animal or mineral resources. Seed matter plants could be grown practically everywhere. The roots of some species of the madder plant family were used from the earliest period to produce a whole range of reds. Red animal dyes derived from certain species of scale insects were also highly valued from ancient times through the Middle Ages. Blues were obtained from indigo, which was widely cultivated in India and exported from there, and from wood, a plant common in Europe and also used in the Near East from the beginning of the Christian era. Before the first non-fading solid grain was invented in the early 19th century, grains were achieved by the overdying or overprinting of yellow and blue. However, yellow dyes, whether from wool or some other plant source such as saffron or turmeric, invariably fade or disappear. This accounts for the bluish tint of what were once bright greens in, for example, woven tapestry. The range of natural colors was hugely expanded and indeed superseded by the chemical dyes developed during the 1800s. By 1900s, a complete range of synthetic colors had been evolved, many of them reaching a standard of resistance to fading from exposure to light and to washing that greatly exceeded that of a natural dye stuff. Since then, the petroleum industry had added many new chemicals, and from these other types of dyestuff have been developed. Much of the research in dyes was stimulated by the peculiarities of some of the new synthetic fibers. Acetate rayon, for example, seemed at first to have no affinity for dyes, and a new range of dyes had to be developed. Nylon and charoline presented similar problems. The printing of textiles has involved a number of distinct methods, with the exception of printing patterns directly onto the cloth, whether by block, roller, or screen. All of these are based on dyeing, that is, the immersion of the fabric in a dye bath. The passage mainly discussed the blah blah blah. A. The development of synthetic colors for textile during the 19th century. B. Advantage of chemical dyes over dyes derived from plants and animals. C. Difference between dyeing textiles and printing them. D. History of the use of natural and chemical dyes to color textiles. Nah, teman-teman, silakan yang mau jawab. Silakan jawab duluan. Kalau mau tulis di kolom komentar, boleh ya, silakan. Oke, sama-sama. Ayo kita diskusi. Nah, jika ada pertanyaan kayak gini, biasanya itu yang dilihat adalah paragraf pertama, kalimat utama atau ide pokoknya. Langsung aja, ayo kita lihat di teksnya. Ketemu. Jadi ini ngebahas tentang color in textile is produced by bla 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 bla. Kemudian until the 19th century all dyes were derived from vegetable dan lain-lain segala macam. Oke, ketemu ya kira-kira paragraf di atas itu mendiskusikan hal utama yaitu tentang the history of the use of natural and chemical dyes to color textile. Kenapa history? Karena ada disebutin tentang satu, kata kuncinya adalah 19th century. Kedua, tentang natural, ada kan dibilang di sini tentang awal-awalnya itu dyes itu dibuat dari vegetable atau dari plant, kemudian selanjutnya dari chemical. Jadi inti dari teks di sini adalah tentang the history of the use of natural and chemical dyes to color textiles. Gampang kan? Kita lanjut ke soal selanjutnya. Question 44. According to the passage, what was the source of most textile dyes that were used before the 19th century? A. Animals, B. Minerals, C. Plant, D. Chemicals. Silakan yang mau jawab dulu, boleh? Oke. Kata kuncinya adalah before the 19th century, jadi sebelum tahun 1900-an ya. Kayak gitu, ketemu di sini. Nah, until the 19th century, all dyes were derived from veggie atau vegetables. Maksudnya until itu apa? Jadi sebelum abad ke-19 ini, rata-rata itu coloring atau pewarna itu dibuat dari sayur-sayur atau tumbuhan. Ketemu jawabannya adalah C. Plants. Karena yang ditanya adalah the source of most textile dyes yang digunakan sebelum 19th century. Jawabannya C ya teman-teman. Gimana? Jawabannya betul nggak? Betul. Kita lanjut. Question 45. What was the advantage of using madder plants for different shade of red? A. It was possible to cultivate madder plants in almost every location. B. Madder plants produce brighter colors than other plant sources. C. Plant sources produce more lasting colors than animal sources. D. Dyes derived from madder plants were easier to work with than other dyes. Oke, silakan teman-teman. Kita analisa teksnya sama-sama. Kita lihat tentang madder plant ini itu banyak disebutkan di paragraf kedua, ya kan? Yang ditanyakan adalah apa keuntungan dari madder plant ini. Nah, temunya di mana? Di kalimat pertama ya. Since madder plants could be grown practically everywhere. Artinya apa? Gampang ditemuin karena gampang tumbuh di mana-mana tumbuh. Jadi jawabannya itu lebih mirip ke jawaban yang A ya. Kalau kita lihat dari kolom pilihannya A, B, C, D, jawaban yang paling tepat dan paling mirip dan paling kena sama soal ini adalah yang A. It was possible to cultivate mother plant in almost every location. Seperti itu. Kenapa? Karena yang B, C, sama D itu banyak yang nggak disebutkan atau kalaupun disebutkan kurang tepat. Jadi jawaban yang tepat adalah yang A. Next, question 46. The word invariably in line 13 is closest in meaning to A. Without exception, B. Steadily, C. After some time, D. Noticeably. Yuk, silakan komen di kolom komentar. Jawabannya apa kira-kira? Boleh di pause, boleh di rewind juga videonya. Oke, udah ketemu? Ayo kita cek sama-sama. Kita langsung ke line 13. Cari line 13 kata invariably. Ketemu di sini. Nah, kalau kalian nggak ngerti apa itu jawabannya, kalian bisa ngelihat dari satu kalimat utuh ya. Kini kita baca, however, yellow dyes, whether from well or some other plant source, such as saffron or turmeric, invariably fade or disappear. Artinya apa? Invariable itu kayak nggak dapat terelakkan gitu loh. Jadi kayak pasti bakal fading atau pasti bakal hilang. Nah, kira-kira jawaban yang tepat apakah A, B, C, atau D? Jawaban yang tepat adalah A, without exception ya. Teman-teman, jawabannya yang A. Oke, kita next ke nomor 47. Question 47. It can be inferred from the passage that the green areas in woven tapestries develop a bluish tint because A. A darker color like blue dominates a light color like yellow. B. Light change of the green dye used in the tapestries to blue. C. The yellow dye that was used in the tapestries had faded. D. The dyes used to color woven tapestries were made from minerals. Nah teman-teman silakan yang mau jawab duluan boleh di pause dan bisa di rewind. Oke, kita analisis teks lagi, itu ada di paragraf kedua, dan lokasinya itu ada di paling bawah ya, paling bawah-bawah dari paragraf. Ayo kita sama-sama baca di sini. However, yellow dyes, whether from wool or some other plant, such as saffron or turmeric, invariably fade or disappear. This account for the bluish tinge of what were once bright greens in, for example, woven tapestry. Jadi, apa sih sebenarnya itu permasalahan di sini? Jadi, di apa namanya itu, the green area in woven tapestries itu develop a bluish tinge karena Yang C jawabannya, the yellow dye that was used in the tapestries had faded. Kan ada dikatakan tadi faded or disappeared. Nah, jawaban yang cocok adalah yang C, teman-teman. Next, 48. The word superseded in line 15 is closest in meaning to A. Strengthen, B. Improve, C. Replace, D. Complemented. Silakan dijawab. Langsung cari di line 15. Ya, ini dia ketemu. Indeed, superseded by the chemical dyes developed during the 1800s. Nah, apanya nih yang supersedednya nih? Ini dia, the range of natural colors. Jadi, the range of natural colors ini superseded by chemical dyes developed during the 1800s. Nah, kira-kira superseded ini artinya adalah sesuatu yang menggantikan ya. Jadi natural color itu digantikan sama chemical dyes itu during the 1800. Jadi setelah tahun 1800-an yang natural tuh digantikan dengan yang chemical atau yang kimia. Jadi jawaban yang paling tepat itu adalah C, replace. Next question, 49. According to the passage, how did chemical dyes compare to natural dyes? A. The chemical dyes had less attractive colors. B. The chemical dyes were less easy to use. C. The chemical dyes lost their brightness more quickly when exposed to light. D. The chemical dyes held up better after washing. Ayo, silakan dicari. Nah, soalnya itu adalah perbandingan atau komparasi antara chemical dengan natural dyes itu kan. Di mana kita bisa cari waktu kita analisis teks itu ada di paragraf ketiga ya, ada di paragraf ketiga. Nah, dan itu lokasinya itu ada di tengah-tengah kalau kita baca. Nah, ini ketemu dia. Many of them reaching a standard of resistance to fading from exposure to light and to washing that greatly exceeded that of natural dye stuff. Nah, jadi atau paraphrasingnya dari sini itu adalah kalau chemical ini meskipun udah dicuci tuh dia tuh masih terang kayak gitu kan. Tapi kalau yang natural dye stuff tuh enggak. Kalau udah dicuci ya udah gitu. Karena kan yang sintetik ini dia tuh lebih resisten kayak gitu untuk pemudaran. Nah, ketemu. Jadi jawaban yang paling pas itu adalah yang D. The chemical dyes held up better after washing. Okay, next question 50. According to the passage, what problem led to the development of new dyes after 1900? A. Previously developed dyes did not work on new types of fibers. B. Dyes derived from petroleum caused damage to new synthetic fibers. C. New synthetic fibers require brighter colors than natural fibers did. D. New fabric easily lost the colors when washed. Ayo teman-teman yang mana silahkan jawab di kolom komentar ya kalau mau lihat atau kalau mau komen. Iya, ini ada juga di paragraf ketiga gitu. Jadi kan pertanyaannya itu adalah apa sih masalah sehingga pengembangan dari teknik coloring ini atau teknik pewarnaan ini berkembang pada setelah tahun 1900-an. Rupanya kalau kita baca, ini tuh berkembang karena adanya beberapa problem yang terjadi dengan natural dyes atau dengan apa ya, dengan apa tuh synthetic fibers seperti itu kan. Jadi dari masalah ini akhirnya muncullah pengembangan baru untuk mengatasi masalah tersebut. Nah, ketemu jawabannya. Jadi, problem utamanya itu adalah yang A, previously developed dyes did not work on new types of fiber, sehingga dia terbentuklah pengembangan yang baru. Seperti itu, teman-teman. Nah, teman-teman, seru kan belajar sama Paman? Nanti kita bakal juga banyak nih soal-soal nanti yang bagian structure, bagian listening, kita bakal kasih ke kalian semua tips dan triknya. Jangan lupa untuk di-follow. Nanti Paman yang akan ngisi di next video selanjutnya. Oke, sampai jumpa. Bye. Jangan lupa untuk subscribe.